Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to this new video. Happy Friday. It's Friday around like little before lunchtime for me. I am cozy sitting on my bed today and I am really excited to make this video because I came to this video on a philosophical discussion with my boyfriend slash fiance, Michael. We took like a little weekend trip away last weekend and we were just kind of talking about life and the birds and the bees and stuff. And we had a really nice conversation, and I thought it was really like in line with a lot of the things that I work around. So I wanted to take the time to share with you guys a very beautiful and interesting perspective on kind of how I perceive the meaning of life to be, in case you struggle with finding meaning for yourself, in case you struggle with kind of existentialism or just any sort of anxiety or depression around not really feeling like life has a purpose or meaning. Um, and so that's what this video is going to be about today, and helping you find some peaceful perspectives to look at, I guess, the meaning of life. Before I start, though, I just wanted to announce that because of Black Friday next weekend, on Friday, I decided to do a Black Friday sale already, starting today until next week, Friday, so until the end of the day CET time. So that's my time. So for this week, you have really great discounts on my DPDR and anxiety recovery course, on my confidence course for building authentic confidence, and also on my inner transformation course, which focuses on just generally transforming your levels of happiness and peace in life. So all these three courses are now on sale for a really good price until next week, Friday. And so I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that, so that in case you wanted to or plan to get any of the courses, you don't miss out on this discount. So for the topic of today, what's the meaning of life? So Michael and I, we were walking in the woods last weekend, and we were just kind of thinking about, or I was kind of thinking out loud about the fact that we have a dog, and our dog's name is Arturo. And I was just thinking about how he was just running around in the woods. We let him off leash, and he was just like seeking, smelling everywhere, like trying to find senses to smell, trying to just like explore the woods. And it got me thinking about how he has everything he needs. Like, he has a place to sleep, he has love, he has food, and still his natural tendency is to go out and explore everything that is to explore. So like, if he knows that he has food on his table, he knows that he can sleep in his little warm cozy nest, and he knows that we are always there to love him, and still, if he has the chance and he goes off leash, he will go out and explore, not to find food, not to survive, not to gain anything, but just because that's what he's naturally drawn to in his nature of being a dog. And then it got me thinking, and I thought, well, if birds would have certainty of having food, and if they have certainty of living and having enough food to feed their baby birds, they would still fly. They wouldn't just sit on a branch all day and just sit existentially and think, well, I have my food, so what's the point of flying? No, they would still fly. They would still explore by flying. So my dog explores by smelling senses, like he will smell everywhere. A bird will explore by flying, by traveling, by exploring. And every other animal has this sort of thing that they naturally express themselves as, even though their survival needs are met. And it kind of got me thinking that the common denominator of all of that, I think, is that it's almost like once our basic needs are met, what any animal, I think, including human beings, gravitate towards is the act of exploration in and of itself, exploring this life that we are placed in. And I kind of just, in that moment, as I was thinking about that, I pictured that it's almost as if God made an agreement with us as a little soul in the sky or wherever we were before we came into this life. And it said, look, there's this beautiful place called Earth. It has so much taste and smell and sound and emotions and places and people, and it has so much you can explore. The only thing is, you have to make sure that you survive there first. So you have to find a way to live, you have to find a way to feed yourself, you have to find a way to feed your children. And if all that is in place, like, it's like a playground that you get to explore in whatever way you want to. So some people explore by literally traveling. Some people explore by enjoying reading books and enjoying reading stories that other people create. Some people enjoy exploring tastes by like food and tasting different foods. And some people enjoy exploring, like if I think about myself, I enjoy exploring the limitations of my physical body by going out running and strength training. And I love to enjoy the mind and like mental health and how we can learn about the brain and how the brain functions. And so what I realized is that in people, it's the same as with animals, that our purpose in life is to explore. The first purpose is just to make sure that we survive, which is the primal purpose, to survive and reproduce, I think is a word, reproduce. But after that, I think we're so fixated on finding this external purpose that God or whoever made this earth has created for us that we have to meet. And I just thought, what if this is just God putting us in a playground and saying, look, just make sure that you get everything you need and work a little to get your basic needs met. And apart from that, just enjoy exploring, enjoy the experience. Like, go out, explore, have fun, meet people, have connection, feel emotion, have different experiences, and like just have a good time. And I'll come get you whenever you want to come back home, you know? And so it really changes my perspective on looking at the meaning of life or the meaning of my life, instead of thinking that it's this huge thing that we have to like figure out. I think it's more just like we are here and that's it. And we get to explore in whatever way we're drawn to. And I think that's what finding your specific purpose should really be about, is finding out what is it that I am curious about exploring in the world. Am I curious about exploring nature? Am I curious about exploring traveling? Am I curious about exploring a certain topic or a certain book? Oh my goodness, while I'm talking right now, there is the biggest swarm of birds just circling around our house and flying. That was so beautiful. You see, the birds like to fly. They like to travel around and explore. Um, and that exploration doesn't have to have a purpose in and of itself. Like, there doesn't have to be a reason why you explore traveling, or a reason why you explore um, reading books or learning about psychology or biology or science or politics or whatever it might be. This world is like a playground, and unless, like, as soon as we have our means to survive, which these days is very, very easy, all we need is a little bit of a job to make some money and just buy food, um, then we can use all this extra time to kind of explore life. And when we were kids, we got that message. We understood that because we didn't have to have a purpose. We didn't have to have some goal that life needed to have in order for our life to be meaningful. We understood the message that life is about exploration, about play, about having fun with it, about looking at a plant and thinking, oh my God, that's so beautiful, or looking at the sun or rainbow and thinking, wow, there's a rainbow in the sky, you know? We were so in tune with that exploration and so connected to that almost like animal-like desire to just discover life and explore and not take things so seriously, but just enjoy the fun of being able to be in here in this beautiful place, and just the gratitude to feel with even having the opportunity to explore it in the first place. And so I think the message of this video is, look at your life as if God told you, look, I'm putting you in this beautiful place, and because I don't want you to take it for granted, there's two things that I want you to keep in mind. First thing is I want you to do a bit of work for it. I don't want you to just be able to take everything you want. You have to make sure that you make a living for yourself, that you work and contribute into this world so that you can take from it in return. So that is what working is. And that's what our way of like scavenging for food, or like the way that a bird like flies around looking for food, or the dog and originally sniffing around to find food. It's like using our essence to be able to work so that we earn what we can taste and explore in return. So that's the first rule, is you have to do something in order to be able to be here and enjoy the experience. So to make sure that you appreciate it. And the second rule is, when you leave, don't leave a mess behind for the next person to come into the playground and enjoy the experience. So almost as if you actually go to a playground or a park and you get to just walk around and enjoy how beautiful it is. You're not going to leave your mess on the ground for the next person to like have a ruined experience. No, clean up your mess. And if you want to, if you really want to, maybe leave behind something beautiful for the next person to come in. So like as if you're walking in a park and you're like, all right, I'm enjoying it. I'm just being able to be here, appreciate everything. I'm picking up my mess. I've thrown it in the bin. I've taken care of it. And I'm just going to leave behind this beautiful little flower for the next person to find. Or I'm just going to write this little cute message somewhere for the next person to see when I leave. I really think that's the purpose of life, is to earn a way, like work to be able to enjoy it, explore, and find out what it is that you naturally gravitate towards exploring, just like the dog gravitates towards sniffing, just like the bird gravitates towards flying. I naturally gravitate towards psychology and understanding the mind, and I really, really get a lot of energy from that. But for someone else, it's something completely different. So find out what it is that sparks your curiosity and see that curiosity as a sign of what you would like to explore in this life, because the exploration in and of itself is why we're here. And then make sure that you leave this beautiful place either untouched the way you found it, or touched in a beautiful way. And that makes me think of the way of ending off this video. There's a beautiful quote by Maya Angelou, and she says, your legacy is every life you touch. So what you leave behind in this world is almost like you have this little wand with love, and you can just kind of touch things and make them more beautiful for the next person to walk by. And whether that person knows you or doesn't know you, or is alive right now or is going to be alive in the future, just make sure you leave it behind in a way that it's precious for the next person to find. And I thought that was such a beautiful conversation we had, and I recorded it as we were talking because I did not want to forget. So I hope that this makes you feel a little lighter if you struggle with existential thoughts about life, death, the meaning of life, all of that, to find some peace and maybe a perspective that feels a little light-hearted, because I know how much pressure that we in our Western society put on this idea that in order for us to be able to have a beautiful, meaningful life, there has to be a bigger purpose, there has to be a bigger meaning. But when I look at it like this, it's almost like it takes the pressure off a little bit. And it's also okay to feel sad about things leaving, and sad about the passage of time, and sad about, the fact that this beautiful experience is not going to last forever. Just like when you were a kid and you went to a playground, you'd be sad that it would be over at the end of the day. But that's what makes life so beautiful, is the fact that it is finite. If it was eternal, we would not appreciate it so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I really enjoyed talking about it. Let me know if you have any other existential topics or questions that you'd like me to kind of think about or think out loud about. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next week, probably for a recovery story with a lovely client of mine. And yeah, I look forward to chatting to you very soon. Have a good weekend. Mwah. Bye.